welcome to the MVP show. In this episode, I'm speaking with Dynamics Ninja Ivan Ficko. Besides being a Dynamics 365 enthusiast, he also admits to being a bedroom DJ, and of course we're going to uncover that, because I didn't really know that too much. I didn't know it at all, actually, before we started this call. So he streams pretty much every weekend as a streaming DJ. That is sick. So great speaking with him in this episode, finding out more about him. He's only, been in MVP a couple of months now, so great to get him on the show. Full show notes can be found at nz365guy.com/149. Now let's have a chat with Ivan. Hello, Ivan. Welcome to the MVP show.
Hello, Mark.
Hey, it's good to have you on here. Before we get started, where do you live? What part of the world do you come from?
I'm from Zagreb, Croatia.
Zagreb, Croatia.
Yeah.
Wow. Tell us a bit about Zagreb.
Zagreb is the capital of the small country called Croatia. Maybe not well known in the world, but it's famous for the beaches, seaside and stuff. Tourism oriented.
Yeah, I heard that Zagreb has the best Christmas markets in the world.
Yeah, last few years we had a pretty big Christmas market, and it was voted the best for 3 years in a row or something.
Yeah. So I was in Zagreb one of those years. So I think 2 years ago I was in Zagreb. And of course I spent a month in Dubrovnik, which is an amazing little city, famous, of course, for its King's Landing and the Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's funny. Everybody knows for Dubrovnik, for the Game of Thrones and Star Wars nowadays.
Is Star Wars in it as well? I didn't realize it was a scene from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Wow.
Star Wars too.
Okay. So which movie was that in for Star Wars?
It was the last one.
Wow, that's interesting. I did not know that at all. So tell us a bit about, what do you do for entertainment if you're not working on, some Microsoft technologies?
My great passion is trance music, and I'm also a DJ in my free time, mostly streaming it. I'm considered as a bedroom DJ because I only play on the small private parties or smaller parties in the area, and that's what fulfills me, and it's like stress relief.
Hang on a sec. So tell me about streaming. What's your streaming setup like?
Streaming setup. So I have one webcam that is filming from the back that has all the scene. I have laser on all the time, and my controller and 2 laptops, one for mixing music and the other one for streaming.
Are you using Twitch to stream out on?
I'm using restream.io, and it is broadcasted to the multiple platforms.
Okay, tell me. So do you pay for a Restream account?
No. Because I'm not using Facebook and other premium stuff out there.
Okay. So which platforms are you restreaming to?
Mixer, Twitch, and YouTube.
Wow. And so I thought you needed, if you went if you went to more than YouTube or Twitch, that you needed to pay for Restream.
I don't think so.
Wow, that's good to know. I'm going to go and take another look at it.
Yeah.
And so
it's pretty great site. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. Restream.io, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, man, I'm going to go and do some research afterwards. This is cool now. Because when I first looked at it, I was like, I bet you I have to pay if I want to go across all those channels. That changes the game. Okay, that's very cool.
Most of the audience is on Twitch. We don't get much hits on the other platforms.
Yeah. Okay, so how did you get into this?
To DJing.
To streaming your DJing.
To streaming. There was one site called Mixify in the past. It was like a DJ platform, And I was listening to the other DJs there, and one day I thought, let's buy a controller and try to mix things up. And that's how I tried the first time. It was like 9 years ago, I think now. And I absolutely love that. The crowd, the community is also the key thing there. Now that site is dead for 2 or 3 years, and the community is like halved in the number after that, but still, I enjoy it.
Yeah. So okay, I'm gonna geek out on you a bit. Tell me a bit about your hardware setup for it.
My hardware setup.
Yeah, yeah. So you said two laptops, right?
Yeah, so I have one MacBook Pro. That's for mixing. The other one is uh, just a regular Lenovo one that is used for just uploading that stream. And I have pretty big controller for mixing music. And I have a Logitech C500 camera that is filming that from the side.
Okay, so does that shoot in 4K, that camera?
No, it is going in full HD.
Very cool, man. Very cool. And what software are you running to hit restream on that second laptop? Are you using like OBS or what?
Yeah, I'm using OBS Studio.
Okay, OBS Studio. Cool, man. Man, that's on another point, I'll connect with you because I want to unpack this a bit more and understand it because I enjoy streaming myself, but I've run into issues on my laptop. Under resourced, even though it's a Surface Pro from Microsoft, it's the Surface Book Pro too. It's still, I seem to overheat it too much.
Yeah, my laptop is also overheating while streaming so hard.
I think I need to go to a desktop computer, which I'll do soon. Okay, man, that's very cool. I'm impressed. I did not know this about you, and I always like learning something new. And so how big do your audiences get? From when you're doing a session.
We are streaming as a crew, so there is a DJ crew. There are DJs all around the world, and we have Friday to Sunday shows. Each day 8 hours, so we are doing 3 times 8 hours through the weekend. And audiences, on someone's stream, maybe they like someone and they go on their stream, but they're not on the other streams. But most of the people are there just to chat, listen to music, so they stay almost whole weekend with us.
Wow. And so for a weekend, how much time do you actually spend on time? Are you on the whole weekend as well? Do you have no other life, but you just stream a weekend?
No, I have mostly I do 2 hours on Sundays. That's my slot in the crew.
Okay, that's very cool. Very cool. And so how many tracks would you get out in over 2 hours?
Almost 30. Yeah. For a trance, it's pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so do you know beforehand kind of what sequence you're going to run?
No, just like this. I go with the flow.
Wow, that's so good, man.
I like to download the music through the week. Maybe listen to those tracks through the week, but sometimes I don't have time to, and I'm just preloading the tracks, listening to the tracks before I play them, and then I try to mix those things up, and it's pretty amazing and pretty fun, intriguing. So I love it.
That is so cool. You're gonna have to send me a link so I can watch.
Of course.
Yeah, I want to check it out. So, man, you become an MVP, what, 2 months ago?
Yeah, 2 months ago.
And how's that feel?
I'm still confused with the amount of info coming from so many media around, teams, channels around, emails. I'm still not used to it. How to get up to date with all those stuff.
Yeah, there's so much, isn't there? And so, who nominated you? How did you end up becoming an MVP?
Andrew Butenko nominated me.
Is that right? Good old Andrew. Yep.
Yeah, it was around May, I think. No, no, it was July. Yeah.
Okay. Did you go to the D365 event he put on in the Ukraine?
Yeah, I was speaking in Kiev too.
Yeah, nice. I'm still disappointed I missed that. I'm still disappointed.
Yeah, we missed you.
Couldn't get a visa in time. They wouldn't let me.
Yeah, I heard that story.
It must be my criminal background, eh?
Do you have that?
No. But I'm going to ask you a question at the end about your criminal background. So we'll find out the truth then. So what's your specialty? What have you been focusing on for the last, years in your career? I don't know, 4 or 5 years. What's been your focus across the Microsoft technology?
So I've been working with CRM from, I think, the beginning of my professional career, because I started as a web developer, but I was working full-time as a web developer just for a few months, 3 or 4 months. And then the CRM team invited me, do you want to join us? Sure, it's a new thing. I like to explore new stuff. So why not? Let's go for it. And after few months in, I was amazed what we can do with the platform. Back in the days with the dynamic CRM, and I just love it, and I'm still in it.
Wow, that is amazing. So what's the company you work for?
It's called Span. It's a pretty big company. I think the biggest IT in Croatia, but they're not focused that much to the software. The main business is hardware business, the servers and infrastructure. But we have also the development, I think 100 people or something. But in CRM, Dynamics, we have like 15 people only.
That's incredible. I mean, I just looked at your company website, 450 employees.
Yeah.
That's a big number.
Yeah,
very big number.
Yeah, and we are expanding to the world now, so we think we will grow even bigger.
So how did you get involved in the community to start with, right? You obviously got into CRM. How did you start hearing about the community and the wider audience out there?
My first touch with community was, I don't know, the first thing I did was writing a blog post. So the idea behind my blog is that I had like ideas or maybe some problems, and I wanted to solve them and share them with my colleagues. So the first idea was write down how I solved something and share with the colleagues. I didn't want to share it with the world or something, but let's do it online, free WordPress, and let's do it that way. And then some people messaged me on the LinkedIn, and wow, this is a great blog post. Why you don't promote that stuff on LinkedIn? Post your posts on LinkedIn. Maybe someone will use that and solve the problem themselves. So I started to promoting myself on a LinkedIn, every post on the LinkedIn. Then I started a Twitter account, and the Twitter was like another dimension, because I started following all the community guys, all the MVPs, and I was like bombarded with all the information I got from Twitter. The Twitter was like big turnover for me.
That's so cool. And so so what's your Twitter account?
So the Twitter handle is Dynamics Ninja.
Dynamics Ninja. Very cool. And just looking at your Twitter profile, I see you've also, are you putting up in items into the PCF gallery?
Yeah. Lately I'm working mostly on the PCF controls in the company and in the community. So I have sessions about PCF lately, and I'm all into PCF nowadays, I think.
Awesome. What's the top 3 limitations that you've come across with PCF?
Top 3 limitations. Uh, First one was the deployment. I hated the deployment process. The manual deployment was pretty awful, but nowadays, 2 month ago, we got automated deployment through the console, and it was a great thing. That was my first issue with a PCF.
Awesome. So one solved.
Yeah, so one solved. The second one is the lookups. We still can't bind our stuff to the lookups. And I have so much ideas around the lookups, but I can't make it because we don't have the chance to do it. So that's the second one. And the third one is unbounded controls. Because nowadays we use web resources, and web resources are mostly unbounded, not bounded to any of the fields. And nowadays we need to bind our unbounded controls to something, and that's pretty awful and not the best case to do it. So that's what I'm looking forward from the PCF at the moment.
Yeah. I want to have full control of the UI through PCF controls.
Yeah, that's
right.
Also that's
then
also,
I can build anything. Like,
yeah,
well, you
they
know what I'm
live
saying
in
is
their small universe now. That's the problem. Yeah, but if we think about Canvas apps, and we cannot access that stuff in the Canvas app, so I'm not sure if Microsoft is going that way, that they will enable all those stuff to us.
I hope so. I think that, my big thing is that, for ISVs, they need ultimately to have full UI control, and I'm talking about pixel precise control through PCF. I think that would make it possible to build any type of application on the platform.
Yeah.
But at the moment, there's too many constraints. It's not advancing quicker as what I'd like to see it do. So, yeah, that's my take. So, okay, good man. Good talking about this. What else are you into? As in, besides PCF, what else is kind of your wheelhouse?
So everything about development. I like everything about development. Before PCF, I was pretty interested in virtual entities, and I explored virtual entities so much. So I wrote a few blog posts about virtual entities, and I think that's my second big thing.
Do you think that what's your take on virtual entities in recent times? Do you think it's evolving as it needs to? Would you like to see changes to it?
Of course, I want to see changes, because in the last year or year and a half, we didn't see any update on those. Although we saw that, for example, Cosmos DB connector is not working, and it's not being fixed. That's pretty sad. But OData one is working perfectly in my case. But I think we need more capabilities in custom providers at the moment. Yeah.
Interesting. So what do you think's been the key highlight for you in becoming an MVP? The best piece, the very best.
The very best piece. I'm really not sure.
You're not sure yet?
Yeah, I can't rate myself, so I don't know what are people thinking about me in the community.
No, I'm saying, what do you think the best benefit for you has been in becoming one? Yeah.
The amount of new information coming from all over around. Yeah.
If someone out in the community right now is listening to this podcast and are thinking, I'd really like to become an MVP, What would your recommendations? What do you recommend they need to do to kind of get on that path of becoming an MVP?
First of all, don't pursue an MVP because if you are desired to be an MVP, you will become one. But you need to be consistent and do what you like. Be yourself. Don't copy others. I think that's the main part of being an MVP. Be yourself.
I like it. I like it. I think that's very good advice. Have you got any speaking engagements coming up in the near future?
In the near future, yeah, I'm going to Belgium in 2 weeks, I think, or three weeks. Yeah, on the 365 Saturday, and that's all for this year. In the next year, I'm going to Scottish Summit. That's the first one.
Nice. Mark Christie's big gig, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good.
I've never been to Scotland, so I'm pretty amazed with that.
Yeah. No, Scotland is awesome. Do you like whiskey?
Yeah.
Okay. You got it. It's the best whiskey in the world is in Scotland.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's the
I'll definitely try it. So.
Yeah. Don't listen to any Americans tell you any different. They might say Jack Daniel's the best. But, if you get whiskey from the island of Islay, it is amazing. Amazing. Your Alberg and Bruichladdich and Lefroy all come from up there in Scotland.
Nice.
Mate, are you ready for some quick fire questions as we wrap up?
Shoot it.
Okay. Just answer the first thing that comes to mind, okay?
Okay.
If you could pick up a skill instantly with a snap of your fingers, what would the skill be?
The skill?
Yeah, what's one skill? If you could just choose it and bang, you would have that skill, what would it be?
Public speaking.
Wow, okay. That's an interesting answer.
Yeah, because I'm a developer. That's what I miss.
I won't tell you what my instant skill would be. It's X-rated, so I can't go there. Experiences. What's something you did as a child that your parents still retell the story today?
I was climbing on everything. Everything. No matter what, no matter the height, I was at the top.
So you're not afraid of heights?
No.
Have you seen these photos where people go to these cities, climb the buildings, and then take selfie photos way up the top of crazy locations?
Yeah, adrenaline to the max.
Yeah, would you do that?
Sure, I would try.
Oh, mate, freaks me out. Who are 3 people you want on your team if there was a zombie apocalypse?
3 people, like the real world persons, or?
Yeah, 3 real world people, or yeah, you can choose anything you want.
So the first one would be Chris Huntingford.
Yeah.
He would kill everyone, so I think that he's the best man on the team. The second one, I'll choose my best friend Marco because he knows my every move and I know his every move, so that's why. And some pretty good chef to cook for us because we'd be trapped in some building probably.
Valid. I like it. Okay, here it is. What's the most illegal thing you've ever done?
Most illegal thing? The most illegal, I don't know. What's considered most illegal? As I am a football fan, maybe firing the flares at the stand.
Nice.
And I regretted a few times that.
Wow. Okay. What's one accomplishment you're most proud of?
One accomplishment?
Yeah, you're most proud of.
Finishing college degree for sure. Because I was not that motivated at the start, but I finally made it. So
here's your final question: would you rather be proposed to in a private or in front of your friends?
In front of my friends, because I think I would get support from them. So
so true. Well, Dynamics Ninja, it's been great talking to you.
Yeah,
Ivan,
it was really great.
if people want to connect with you online, why don't you reel off all the places they can find you?
So the first one is my LinkedIn profile, Ivan.Ficko, so you can find me there. So the second most popular is Twitter, at Dynamics Ninja. And all my blogs and articles can be found at my blog, that is dynamicsninja.blog. And that's all, I think, from the social media related to Dynamics or Power Platform that people can learn from.
Hey, thanks for listening. We're getting close to the end of the year. Our audience has continually grown since the show started. We still have more plans for next year, and I hope you continue to support the podcast. Subscribe and share the content if you like it. Full show notes for this episode can be found at nz365guy.com/149. See you next Thursday.